Okay. We're in session in cause number 328-824. The case is styled of State of Texas versus Brandon Anthony Gravatt. We have Mr. Gravatt appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gravatt, you can take your mic off of mute. How are you doing, Mr. Gravatt?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Gravatt, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Willard Hall, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Hall, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Hall, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Gravatt's case?
Yes, sir. We're asking for a 60-day reset until sometime in December. Mr. Gravatt resides in Kentucky, and he'll be flying down here in December to take care of this case, to finish it out. And we've already gotten our discovery and our video. And so as soon as he comes down here in December, we'll be ready to dispose of the case.
Okay, so you would like to have that set on the plea docket?
Yes, sir, that'd be fine.
Okay.
December.
Give us the plea date. Okay, the case is reset till December 13th of 2021. Mr. Gravatt, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And Mr. Willard Hall.
Yes, sir.
The case is reset to December 13th of 2021. Your reset will be sent to you. You are free to go, Mr. Gravatt, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Willard Hall, you are free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you are welcome. We're in session in cause number 317-394 and 328-368. Both cases are style of State of Texas versus Reginald Cole. Reginald Cole is on the court's motion to revoke probation docket. We have Mr. Cole appearing via Zoom. Mr. Cole, how are you doing?
I'm blessed, Your Honor, and yourself?
I'm blessed as well. Thanks for asking. And Mr. Cole, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. James Padgett, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Padgett, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Let's see. Let me, Mr. Padgett.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this Mr. Hall's first appearance?
Mr. Cole, no, Your Honor, it's not his first appearance.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Probation, what is the recommendation of the probation office?
Probation has a recommendation of revocation.
Okay, once you come, you can get in the video. Okay, you said in state?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Padgett has talked to Mr. Shearer earlier about potentially some kind of basically inpatient treatment for Mr. Cole, and possibly wanting to continue him on probation. I'm not sure what type of, I think we'd have to discuss what type of treatment he might, get in order to agree to something like that.
Okay, so y'all, the state and the defense is still negotiating? Is that basically what you're saying?
Your Honor.
Okay, is that correct, Mr. Padgett?
Yes, Your Honor. If I could. Yes, Your Honor. If I could just tell you where we are right now.
Okay.
I've been working with Mr. Shearer on this case, so it's Mr. Boyd's first time to hear about this. Mr.
Okay.
Cole is retired. He's on a DWI probation. Obviously, he picks up a new law violation. He has an interlock device on his vehicle currently. He's also attending AA meetings 2 times per week. He's taken the initiative to do so. Also, my understanding is that he's completed all the terms and conditions of his probation. So what we have is the new law violation. My client is a recovering alcoholic. He's basically hit bottom. He's retired. He owns his own home. He has a very serious drinking problem, and I've been speaking to Mr. Shearer about the possibility of finding some type of intensive outpatient or inpatient treatment program to
Okay.
help my client. And I'm not sure exactly what Mr. Shearer's position is. He said he was going to speak to Mr. Boyd and obviously discuss it with the probation department as well.
Okay. Have Mr. Shearer discussed anything with the probation department to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
sir. He
okay.
has paid his balance as indicated.
Okay, okay. So I guess we need,
I'm
yes,
sorry, Your Honor.
Mr.
And,
Boyd.
yeah, I spoke with Mr. Sheeran. I think would be willing to entertain, continuing him on probation as long as we find out what type of, once we find out what type of treatment as well.
Okay, and Mr. Paget.
Yes, Your Honor.
What I'll do is we're gonna reset the case to give y'all time to finish the negotiations and work out whatever details need to be worked out. How much time do you need?
Your Honor, I would really leave that up to the state because I am on top of this and I will follow through on this. And I assure you that by the time we come back in here, we will have everything worked out.
How much time do you?
2 weeks, Your Honor.
2 weeks?
Will that be?
Your Honor, just for Mr. Cole's benefit and due to the situation that we're in right now, could we possibly have 30 days just in
Yes,
case we
okay.
run across some snags?
Okay, could you give us a 30-day reset? Okay, it's gonna be reset to October 8th.
And I assure you that we'll be prepared on that date, Your Honor, and I thank you very much for your consideration.
Okay, no problem. Now, Mr. Cole, your case is gonna be reset to October 8th. Stay in contact with your bondsman and your attorney. Also, we'd like to encourage you to continue to participate in the programs that you are voluntarily participating in. And this will conclude your case. Well, let me do this here. I should tell you that, the road to recovery is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And so, marathon is a long race. And along the way, you get tired, but you have somebody to lean on. You have the people that you are, that's working with you in the program that you're in. You also have, your attorney, Mr. Pageant, who is also working to try to get you in a facility that will be able to address your needs. And you also have the probation department also that is willing to work with you as well. So if you get tired along the way, you have a lot of people you can lean on to help you so that you can continue on your road to recovery. And so, again, I'd like to continue to encourage you to continue to participate in the program. And if you continue to stay in the program, you will achieve the goal that you're seeking to achieve. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. So at this time, your case is reset to October 8th, 2021. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. This will conclude your cases. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. And I thank Mr. Paget. This is the only 2 cases you have this morning. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. And again, I appreciate your time and the probation department's time, and you guys have a blessed day as well.
Okay, you have a blessed day as well. And your reset will be sent to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you have a blessed day.
You too.
All right. Mr. Bailey, could you see if Adrian Arredondo appeared? He's here? Okay, have him to come on in. Are you ready on that, Mr. West, or you need me to hold?
Yeah, well, this is one that I've talked to the state about, see if we can get it resolved. So we might want to hold, see if they can.
Okay, okay, we'll hold on it.
I think he's still.
Okay.
Some stuff. Maybe the last one resolved today.
Mason Bourgeois?
So he's here.
Okay.
You ready for the plea?
No, not yet.
That was awfully quick.
Okay, we'll hold on that one too. And let's see, we have Mr. Vasquez. Would you get Gary Chapman?
Here, no.
Yes. We're in session at cause number 298980. The case is style of State of Texas versus Garrett Dave Chapman. We have Mr. Garrett Dave Chapman, President Court. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Chapman?
Doing good.
That's good, Mr. Chapman. You're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Joel Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Probation Officer, what is the recommendation from the probation?
Revocation, sir.
Is revocation? Okay, now, we were here last time, and what is your announcement on Mr. Chapman's case?
Your Honor, I think Mr. Chapman has paid $200 since our last meeting here. And I would ask the court for 30 days to ask him to complete his, whatever he needs to do, whether it's service hours or money.
Yes, sir. He did on, second on July the 30th of this year, he made a payment of $200. He still owes $531 with community service balance of 80 hours, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Boyd?
Yes, Your Honor, this is the case, I think it's from 2013.
Yeah, I see it's all, I'm looking at the number on it.
Just hoping by next time we can get the final amount paid. I know he has paid along the way, but it's been a,
So you're trying to get the balance to be paid up?
yes, sir, if he could.
Mr. Chapman, would you, now, what is the balance again?
531, Your Honor.
531. Would you be able to pay the balance of 531? How much, let me ask you this here. You made a payment of 200 in July. Okay. Let's say in 30 days, how much will you be able to pay?
I could try to take a risk. If they try to, if y'all could try to help me, like, because they've been following this case, been following me for like a long time.
Right.
I'm just ready to just get my life back, bro, and just do what I gotta do. So I can try to play the risk to go.
How much time do you need to pay it off is my question.
Probably like 15, 30 days. I work too, so when I be missing work on Fridays to come, so they be kind of missing some money too.
Right,
You
right,
know, I've been coming light, so.
right. What about if we give you 45 days?
So yeah, I could definitely have it paid.
Okay. And what about the community service hours? Is he,
It was 80 hours, sir.
what are y'all recommending on that?
We can go to complete the community service that time.
No, sir, no.
Is he working?
Yes, sir, I work. I work. I'm trying to finish paying.
Just, Your Honor, let him, allow him to just finish. If he can come up with that amount by the next time, pay it off, it'd be good.
Okay. So he's gonna pay the balance in 45 days.
Yes,
That's what you're saying?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What about the gift card program that y'all have in the probation office?
Yes, sir, you could do that as well. With the balance of 80 hours, it would be a $240 gift card.
You understand that?
Yes, sir, so it's
Let me ask you, see, would you be able to do all of that within 45 days?
is it five, you said
The 531?
531 and 240 should be 771.
Let me do this here. Let me give you 60 days.
So
60 days to do, the pay the balance and do then a gift card program for the community service.
yes, sir, I can do it.
You can do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, Ms.
Thank you.
Segur, let's reset him 60 days.
November 12th.
Yeah, and so he's going to complete his, he'll pay his balance and then complete the community service through the gift card program, through the probation. You can talk through to the probation officer about what he needs to do. Okay, so what is that date?
November 12th.
Okay, so the case is going to be reset to November 12th of 2021. Mr. Vasquez, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney and Mr. Chapman, and you talk to the probation office, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And then Mr. Vasquez, I think this is your only case.
Yeah, sure.
Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll step right out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Judge, this is ready. whenever
Okay.
you are.
Bailiff, would you please get Mason Bourgeois?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, just up front, I want to apologize for Jeans. I was planning to zoom in this morning.
Oh, okay.
Reset, so,
Yeah, but I think you gotta,
yes, sir.
Coat
I'm
and
trying to put it
tie.
all together, look as professional as I can.
well, that's good.
So,
Judge, he's got a tuxedo at the office. He's gonna
well, I planned on zooming in because I didn't have an offer this morning to get a reset, but Mr. Bourgeois got to go back to work in West Texas next week. So
Oh, wow.
we're trying to get him moving on.
Yeah. Okay, we're in session in cause number 329244. The case is style of state of Texas versus Mason Chaz Bourgeois. Is that correct?
Correct.
How are you doing, Mr. Bourgeois?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Bourgeois. You're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Brent Turk. Mr. Turk, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you for asking.
That's good. Now, Mr. Bourgeois, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bourgeois, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
You may put your hand down. Mr. Turk, do you waive a record in Mr. Bourgeois' case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Bourgeois, I have before me an information that alleges on or about February 12th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more. Mr. Bourgeois, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Sure do.
And to this charge, Mr. Bourgeois, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now you,
No contest.
Mr. Bourgeois, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Correct.
Now, Mr. Bourgeois, I also have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishments. Let me do this. So yeah, wrote there, I'm
Yes, sir.
gonna
The reason
just
I
check
did-
this box.
I wasn't sure because there's not a box for a
Yeah, but
aggravated Class B, and I wasn't sure kind of how the court wanted to
I
handle
think,
it.
no, it's,
I was trying to be as transparent.
I mean,
with
the
them.
way they wrote the law, it's a Class A misdemeanor, so the
Yeah.
punishment is the same as a Class A.
I was making sure, Judge. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure he was doing
Okay.
the thing.
Not a problem. Now, Mr. Bourgeois, I checked this box off here saying it was a Class A misdemeanor. And that box read, the punishment or the punishment range for this offense is confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 1 year, a fine not to exceed $4,000 or both such fine and confinement. That's just the range of punishment for
Yes, sir.
Class A misdemeanor. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Bourgeois, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Bourgeois, there are a set of initials, MB, on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
That was me.
And on the third page of the same document, Mr. Bourgeois, there's a signature above the line at the top here, above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
My signature.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do we have the discovery certification?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bourgeois, I have another document before me that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
Mr. Bourgeois, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishments. State, you like to also offer State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection. I will exhibit it.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibits number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Turk, you advised and counsel Mr. Bourgeois. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No objection.
Mr. Bourgeois, your attorney, Mr. Turk, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bourgeois, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
It's 180 days jail, probated over 1 year, $1,500 fine, 60 hours community service, DWI education course, drug and alcohol analysis.
Is it assessment?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
And ignition interlock.
Yes.
Should I call the second? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to, yeah, put that in
I like
there.
that We'll take it. Done. It's a deal.
No. Sorry. You shouldn't have
Yeah.
let me hear it. Shouldn't let me hear it. My ear-
Sold.
Yeah, I have it written down, because, yeah, we would have to,
Yeah, that's-
just hold on a minute.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it doesn't hurt our feelings at all.
No.
Mm.
No one's coming now. Thank you. Have a good day, okay?
Okay, Mr. Bourgeois. The state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail, but you will not have to serve any time in jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1-year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,500 plus court costs of $450. $1,922. The total amount of the fine and court costs is $1,922. You will be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to pay the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. You will be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay $50, an additional $50. The total amount of your monthly installments that you would have to pay per month on the probation is $275 per month. Will you be able to pay the $275 per month?
Yes, sir.
All right. You will be required to perform 60 hours of community service, attend a DWI education class, have a drug and alcohol assessment, and install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Bourgeois, do you understand the state's offer?
I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do.
And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Bourgeois, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Bourgeois, you can stand on the X next to your attorney. Follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Turk, you have a blessed day as well.
You too. Same thing, guys. Have a good weekend.
Oh, thank you.
Long weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Mr. Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Can I get your right?
Judge,
thumbprint
I
on
did
that?
dismiss Arredondo. That was Mr. West.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. It's fine. Okay, can I try to get your thumbprint one more time? If it didn't take, just lightly place your thumb on there. Just pick it up and then just place it down here.
This is for me.
And it's that. Okay, now I'll need your signature on that signature pad. You won't be able to see it, but I will.
Good weather.
And then Mr. Church, can I go ahead and get your signature as well?
Maybe. I usually charge for that. But for you, I'll make
Well,
it.
actually, as far as you. I was gonna go to the beach, but it's gonna be. crazy.
No, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Everything's through probation.
You're just gonna report to this address on the front.
Okay, Mr. Bourgeois, you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you, sir.
I guess, Mr. Bourgeois, I guess you get all kind of different ways of how people pronounce your last name, huh?
Yeah, they do a pretty good number on it.
Especially in West Texas.
Oh, yeah, I don't even tell them. You guys have a good afternoon.
All right. I just did a dismissal.
Oh, who's sending it again?
It's coming, it's coming.
Yeah. How old is she now?
Almost 3. Tell me about it. Yeah.
We're in session in cause number 323-254 and cause number 323-734. Both cases are styled of State of Texas versus Denisha Deshawn Zetar. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Zetar?
Um,
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Zetar, I see here the last time we were here, your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
Have you hired an attorney?
Yes, sir, but I have to, pay him, and, I was starting a job this week. to get
Okay.
me up, So,
So how much time do you need to pay your attorney? I mean, actually, you said you hired him, but you need to pay him?
yes, ma'am. I
So
mean,
you
yes,
haven't hired him?
No, sir.
Okay,
I have to pay him.
all right. So you haven't hired him. So how much time do you need to hire your attorney?
Like a month.
You sure a month? Let me give you 45 days.
Yes, sir.
Because you said you just started working, right?
Yes, sir.
Your first check, yeah, they say that's gonna be in the hole, and then eventually you'll start, I guess, maybe, yeah, we'll give you 45 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna reset your case 45 days so that you can hire your attorney.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Zetar, you can stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. Once she gives you your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. All right.
Okay, go ahead, sign this one.
What's that date?
October 29th.
Okay, it's October 29th. Okay, we'll